Alright, hello everyone, this is Jake Light, Gaming Lawyer at your service. I think I'm really short. Let me go a bit higher. Okay, I think this is good. Alright, hello, this is Jake. Welcome back to another stream of another session of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. We're going to do the last final trial session for the last second final episode, and once we're done with this, we'll move on to the final one, and we'll begin ending. We will start finishing. How do you? That doesn't sound right. We'll be completing the game, the entire trilogy. So this is going to be exciting, but still a long way to go. Probably more than a month to go. Even if we are like talking about the final episode, because always the final episode is going to be the longest. It's going to be a lot of talking, a lot of investigating, probably a 3-part investigation or 3-part trial. So looking forward to that. Anyways, so without further ado, let's just jump right in, I guess. Let's just jump right in. All right. Yeah, I totally forgot. I need to open up the the walkthrough, but I don't waste people's time. January 8th, 9:46 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Good morning, Mr. Wright. Good morning, Maggie. So, what do you think is going to happen today, sir? Yesterday's session didn't go so well and ended on a giant mystery. That's true. And we still haven't solved a single part of it yet. Are you okay, Nick? Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. I saw that little flash of doubt in your eyes. No. It wasn't doubt. That was, determination. Why don't I believe you? It's nearly time, Maggie. You better get going to the defendant's seat. Roger. Don't let me down, Mr. Wright. I'm counting on you. Never gonna let you down. Hey, pal. Hey, Detective Gumshoe. Quit stressing Maggie out. She doesn't need that. How did you know she was stressor? I was watching through the doorway. Oh, you were stalking. You look like you lost the case already. Show a bit of confidence, will you, pal? Yeah, maybe this will help. Huh? You're taking up aromatherapy too? Aromatherapy? Not a million years, pal. Don't tell me that you don't remember this thing. Come to think of it, that doesn't look like one of those aromatherapy bottles. It's the one we gave him, Phoenix. I totally forgot all about it. This is the small bottle that turned up in Tribulations' kitchen a couple of days ago. Yeah, we gave it to you. Oh, look at all these little bottles. They're aromatherapy oils. It's got so many. They're overflowing onto the floor. Hey, wait a minute. There's one bottle that's different from all the others. Well, what do you know? It doesn't have a label either. Yeah, it's most likely the missing ear cream or something. And it doesn't smell. Yes. We finally got the analysis results back from the lab. So, what is it? Is it poison? I'm afraid not, pal. It's medication. Medication? Yeah, for ears. Topical use only, apparently. For ears, you mean? Yeah, it's the medication Glenn Elk was using for his ruptured eardrum. What was it Glenn Elk's ear medicine doing in the kitchen? Well, the owner stole it, of course. Isn't that obvious? Super obvious by now. That the owner has been working together with what's that guy's name again? El Tigre. Yeah, El Tigre. Or Don Tigre. What about the unidentified fingerprints? Anything on that? Someone screwed up, so they only had time to analyze the contents of the bottle. Around hour, they might have gotten something on the prints, but it's going to weaken its impact as a piece of evidence. Okay, pal, this is it. Make sure your defense is impregnable today. Got it? Yes, today's trial. I'm gonna expose that guy for what he's done. My name isn't Phoenix Wright. Also, is Phoenix Wright's hairstyle common in this world or something? There's literally another person who has the same hairstyle. So, how to say, ergo, that means there's multiple people with Ace Attorney hairstyles. Or not Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright hairstyles. January 8th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Sweet, sweet courtroom. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready and waiting as always, Your Honor. Very good. We'll get underway at once. Yesterday we heard the testimony of Mr. Victor Kudo. He claims to have witnessed the defendant putting a powder into the victim's coffee. However, the witness's testimony was plagued with a number of problems. The mark on the rim of the cup shows that the victim drank with his right hand. But according to the old man's testimony, he picked it up with his left hand. Yeah, well, you don't have to pick... You know, I've thought about this, and like, you don't have to pick the cup with your hand, with the hand on the handle, right? You can pick the cup from its base. Thank you, Mr. Gotthard. Furthermore, according to the witness's account, the victim was listening to the radio with an earpiece in his left ear. Yet, the victim's left eardrum was ruptured, which made him effectively deaf in that ear. It's amazing how many contradictions a single case can have, huh, Nick? Huh. Allow me to enlighten you, Your Honor. The world, you see, keeps turning, and we must turn with it. You've lost me already, Mr. Gotthard. Don't let the mysteries of yesterday mystify you today. Only losers think like that. You've got to change with the times. That's one of my rules. Are you implying that you will solve these contradictions? You know the answers to those riddles? The old guy wasn't just throwing seed in here, he was sent throwing us off the scent. And today I'll prove it. Very well. Let the first witness take the stand. Alright. I'm strong. And you are... Oh, bonjour everyone. I'm Jean Armstrong, the owner and head chef of La Crébine Restaurant. Enchanté. Forgive me for asking, witness, but are you a woman? Oh là là, monsieur. As you see, I'm la perte imperquis gentiment, no? Okay. On the day of the incident, you were in Tribulations' kitchen. Isn't that right? It's you, monsieur. Old man. Everything feels right. Ha! Wow, he's totally unfazed. Doesn't anything intimidate this guy? Very well. Your testimony, please, witness. Please tell the court what happened that day at Tribulations. We volunteer. Okay. More French accent. Am I doing a good French accent? Probably not. It all happened. There was just 2 customers in my restaurant. Remember, I was experimenting with some new articles that day. Like having a large mirror between la table, for example. Oui, perhaps that is what the old man was looking at. La cup, la earpiece, and la glasses. He would have seen everything in the reverse, no? Okay. Mirror? I love Godot, he's great. Why is... Yeah, I actually don't know. Why is Godot so great? Everyone praises Godot. But I feel like he's just a meme or something. Oui, un grand mirror. La most enormous mirror. And suddenly, the mystery disappears. Like I said, the world keeps turning, so roll with it. That would explain the coffee cup and the earpiece conundrum. The mirror would have made everything appear back to front. What the heck? It's way too early in the morning for this to be happening to me. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. No, he's pretty good. No, just because you and Queen think he kind of looks like me. Oh yeah. Okay, I know what's going on. I just don't know what to press, and I don't want to waste time pressing everything. I'm just gonna go to... What was this? Where is this? Wait, there's more? Wait, oh sorry, I was looking. This is gonna be a long trial, I think. Maybe not. We'll see. Okay, I can. Apparently, I don't need to press anything. A cup, la earpiece, and la glass. It would have seen everything in reverse now. Wore an HMD over left eye. Left eardrum was ruptured. The coffee cup, the earpiece, and the HMD. Let's think back over Mr. Kudo's testimony for a second, shall we? The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. No question. You can't lock me up if I'm wrong. You'll say it's the left ear, without a doubt. So, to summarize, we were told both the HMD and the earpiece were on the victim's left side. Now, if Mr. Kudo saw all that as a reflection in the mirror, it means both the HMD and the earpiece were actually on the victim's right side. Exactement! You see, monsieur, now that you think about it, it is not so hard, no? Unfortunately, it's where we run into a monumental contradiction with the facts. If Mr. Kudo really did see everything in the mirror, why is it that the HMD is now on the wrong side of his head? Yeah, we do see the HMD on the left side. At least in the pictures, right? At least in the pictures. This one. We don't see it in the picture. We see it in his profile only. Which is weird. Only in his profile. It's on his left side. Order! Order! Mr. Wright is correct. If the witness genuinely observed a victim reflected in a mirror, And we would expect the victim's eyepiece to have been over his right eye. How bitter. Right. You should have a taste of this bitterness. It'll calm you down in no time. Are we talking about your coffee or something completely different? You don't understand the way the witness thinks. How he thinks? You remember this, I presume. Thought of making me want some coffee. Yeah, he's the coffee guy. I broke the vase. Sorry, apology. Mr. Kudo's sworn testimony. Exactly. The old man has one very grievous habit other than throwing seeds. The more of an impression something makes, the more muddled his mind makes it. And what's the most striking thing about Mr. Elk? Clearly, it's the victim's eyepiece. And that's my point. The old man strikes again. Mr. Elk's HMD made a big impression on the old man. I saw the earpiece and those newfangled spectacles he was wearing. Oh yes, they were both on his left ear, do you hear? His left ear. Ha. Well, tried. Ugh. That's the worst but best impression of Kudo ever. Sorry. I was not expecting to do an impression of Kudo. As Godot. Wow. Wow. I really thought he was old city for a minute there. Godot's good. Yes, sure. Enough. I must agree that yesterday's witness was irresponsibly rash in much of his testimony. Bad luck, Nick. Looks like the boil of a contradiction you found is just a rash. A mirror can't be beaten by a handful of seeds, nor can it lie. So, what exactly was the old man looking at? Fill us in, Mr. Armstrong. Go on, tell the court. We're all ears. Yes. Well, is that a pun? I guess it's a pun. Oui, I can explain. Please, if you will look at la plans of la restaurant. Hello, is everything sitting comfortably? La mirror? It was in the middle of the restaurant, dividing the two halves. There is only one seat from which you could have seen an image of la victim. That was la seat at the table next to la victims. That was where la old man was sitting. After la terrible incident occurred, I moved la mirror so it was not in the way. Okay. But now, surely, I do not touch anything else. Why? Why do you want to move the mirror? That's the question, isn't it? I see no problems with the explanation we have just heard. From the table next to the victims, Mr. Kudo could have seen the victim in the mirror. What a naughty little coquette I am, confusing all the men like this. Don't worry about it. We can keep up, except for the guy breaking out in a cold sweat over there again. Ugh, I hate that guy. Yes, me too. I hate Gototh. You said you didn't touch anything else apart from the mirror. Are you quite sure about that? Volunteer, of course. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you please. He definitely touched a few stuff, a couple stuff at least. Mirror was in the middle of the restaurant, dividing the two halves. There is only one seat from which you could have seen an image of la victim. There was la seat and that picture that was where the old man was sitting, a black Not touch anything else. How do I prove this? Well, I'm gonna press this first. Are you sure about that? I touched nothing except the armure. Mr. Wright, is there something the witness has said that doesn't match the crime scene? Yeah, there is. I just can't put my finger on what exactly. Suffering from a case of heartburn, right? I'm that, just a thing of that, and all of his Gotham, Mare, and Frankenstein's. What the hell are you talking about? Add a few drops to your coffee, and voila, enjoy. Focus, Phoenix, breathe. I need to ignore those two and just find some evidence. Pretty strange, isn't it? I think, yeah, let me just skip this. It's probably the final sentence. I need to present something. Oh, sorry, my wife sent me some messages. Oh, she's good, eating some good food again. So nice. Oh, yeah, okay. All right. No. Oh crap. Just my wife just messaged me saying that the colleagues got the COVID. Oh shit. I hope I don't get it. I hope my wife don't get it. I hope I don't get it. If I get it, it's gonna be like another week of not doing anything, and sucks. It sucks not doing anything at all. Anyways, sorry. Let me see. What can I do here? Present. Oh, it's not this one apparently. It's the third segment. The crime photo. I guess it's about the old man knocking down the vase, and the vase is not knocked down in this picture. So yeah, the old man can't be sitting here. So there shouldn't be any mirror then. Oops, sorry. Not this one statement. And the crime photo. Present. This piece of evidence contradicts with the testimony we had heard, Your Honor. The crime photo. Yes, this photo clearly shows something that theoretically should not exist. What on earth do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? Should not exist? Huh, sounds like you're describing yourself, Trite. Now then, if the defense would please clarify its statement. What is the something that should not exist in this photo? The vase. Oh no, it's not this. Oh wait, yeah, it is. Your Honor, I'm telling you that there should have been no vase on this table. Because it very clearly contradicts with this piece of evidence. This one. There is one thing that was clearly demonstrated by yesterday's testimony. Mr. Kudo broke the vase. Glass vase? I'm still debating. That was on the table where he was sitting. And yet, as the court can see, there's an unbroken vase on the table next to the victim. Why? Because Mr. Kudo was not, in fact, sitting at the table next to the victim at all. Don't be an idiot, Trite. That's impossible. That's it's the only one Kudo could see the victim's reflection from. Exactly. There is only one conclusion we can draw from this contradiction. There's no mirror in Tribune that day. Your testimony, Mr. Armstrong, is an elaborate lie. Oh dear! Don't try to confuse the court, right? Obviously, the witness cleaned up the vase, while the police were taking their time getting to the crime scene. Unfortunately, Mr. Goddard, this doesn't quite work for me. Mr. Armstrong already testified to the contrary. In his own words, I did not touch anything else except the mirror. Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself? I was right. There was no mirror in the restaurant that day. In light of this revelation, we return back to the original problem. Why did the victim have an earpiece in an ear in which he could hear? You only get one shot in life. There's no turning back. Slamming that coffee like a shot. Yeah, also, that either that mug is really, really strong, like a really strong ceramic mug, or it's made out of plastic. And I don't think it's good to have boiling hot coffee put in a plastic mug, cup, or anything like that. I think it's bad, right? It's usually what people say is that it's not good to put boiling water in plastic because there's a chance it might melt or something. I don't know. If you want to claim that the mirror wasn't there, try it. And this problem is all yours. How do you explain what the old man saw? If I can answer this, then I'll be that much closer to the truth. I can feel it. Are you going to be okay? Can you really solve this contradiction, Nick? It's more than just this one contradiction, Maya. What do you mean? Remember what Maggie told us. There was another man at the victim's table. And there was a sample CD on the victim's table. It all flies in the face of Mr. Kudo's testimony. And I think I know the reason why nothing in this case is adding up. It's made of aluminium, so it's indestructible. It's not. Okay. Well, oh sorry. Well, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Yes, Your Honor. The reason behind all the contradictions in Mr. Kudo's testimony is simple. The victim was a phony? That would be the best I can say. I don't know. Perhaps. The thing about is that, yeah, the victim was a phony. That's the thing I can think about. But that's the conclusion I would make. I don't think Mr. Kudo made a mistake. I don't think the ear doctor made a mistake. I think the victim was a phony. Yeah, the victim was a phony. If the old man didn't see another person, which I really doubt, he made a mistake about that. You know, if he made a mistake about that, and he is definitely lying. That would be my assumption, is Mr. Kudo is lying. But there doesn't seem to be a motive at the very least. We have not been shown that the old man had a reason to lie. This case is riddled with contradictions. Yet there's one very simple answer that clears them all up. And what is that? The incident Mr. Kudo witnessed and the incident victim experienced were two completely different events. What? Yes, the victim that Mr. Kudo saw wasn't Mr. Glenn Elk at all. It was an imposter, a phony pretending to be Mr. Elg. Obviously, unlike the victim, there was nothing wrong with the imposter's left eardrum. That's how he ended up wearing the earpiece in his left ear by mistake. Yeah, I would say the vicinity of where Godot is full of coffee spills and spits. Order! Order in the court! Settle down, or I'll clear the courtroom. Quiet, Gramps. Why don't you clear out of here, huh? What did you say? Oh no, he literally talked back to the judge directly. He's gonna die, literally. If it was in real life, it's gonna die. Like his career will die. Does Godot just have his own barista sitting next to him? No, he just have a lot of cups of coffee under the desk. And yeah, probably there's like he has an assistant, because he just magically cups of coffee just magically slides towards his hand, if you notice. So maybe there is someone like a tiny barista, a mini barista, just sliding cups of coffee to him. Tried. Are you saying that what Mr. Kudo saw was a setup? Yes. Someone pretended to be Glenn Elk and acted out the whole coffee poisoning. Jake, like as an intern, is sliding coffee. All for the express purpose of creating a witness out of one Mr. Kudo, Victor Kudo. Get real, Trite. Why would anyone want to do that? Isn't it obvious? The thing Mr. Kudo was most insistent about in his testimony was the serving girl brought him a cappuccino, but she put something in it. It's the serving girl, right? There in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Yeah, so there were three conspirators, three people that were involved with the crime. While Mr. Kudo isn't, but he was led on from the very beginning when he first stepped into the restaurant. As to so I believe we never hear Maggie saying about Vito Kudo, I think. At any time, at any point, I think. So I don't know. By the time when Mr. Kudo came to the restaurant, Maggie had probably been brought to another place after killing Glenn Elg. After getting Glenn Elg killed. Or Glenn Elg was never killed during that time. Very uncertain. There's a few possibilities, I guess. You know, now that I'm thinking about it. It's so hard to believe, but there was one and only one reason to show Mr. Kudo this fake poisoning. To show Maggie Bird in the act of poisoning coffee. Are you insinuating that the waitress in the old man's story was a fake as well? It's true that there were no other customers in the restaurant at the time, but it's also true that if the chef was there, he would have noticed what was happening. That's right. Well, witness, if your restaurant really was the scene of such theatrics, you would have known about it, correct? Oh, Lala, this is most difficult for me. No, it's quite simple. All you have to do is testify. You're under oath, after all. Was there, in fact, a phony at Tribulations that night? The defense demands that Mr. Armstrong tell the whole truth about what happened. The defense request for additional testimony is accepted. You will accurately explain in detail the events in the restaurant that day. Ooh-wee. Yes. Gonna break Armstrong. La victim, Monsieur Elk, he came to my restaurant alone. I remember that old man alive not long after him. There were no other customers. And when he got word you on level 3, Mon Elk became very excited. It was approximately 5 minutes later that the poisoning incident occurred. No, there was no time for a phony to do loud acting. You're lying. You're lying, Armstrong. Just so we're clear, there was no mirror in the restaurant after all. Je vous demande pardon? Forgive me, Your Honor. I lied because I wanted this mess to be cleared up quickly. Well, yeah. At this point, the defense has done enough of its job to show that the witness is not credible. So, yeah, we don't really need to like further cross-examine him, but because of how the Ace Attorney legal system works, everyone still believes this person, even though he lied. There's no, in this legal system, credibility means nothing. Even the old guy that seems to have a lot of contradicting facts is still take whatever he has given as testimony is still taken as the truth, apparently. So Glenn L, did I miss if there was a reason the victim's name is an anagram? I have no idea. He's supposed to be a programmer, but other than that, I don't know why his name is like that. It's Glenn L and L Glenn, even if it's a reverse. What you have just done is commit perjury, Mr. Armstrong. I will decide how to punish you later. Yeah, I mean, perjury is perjury. This, at the very least, you know, they witnesses don't get away from lying. They get punished for perjury, which is, you know, a form of contempt to the court. You know, you screw with the court, you get punished, literally immediately. I think, at the very least, that's how I've read my some of the case studies where people were not being nice to the judge or being how do you say properly mannered. Wait, there should be a word for it. Behaving themselves in court. I've heard cases where people throw shoes at the judge. I hear cases where people swear at the judge. A lot of stupid things. But also, even if, let's say, you're not in court and you decide to write something bad about a judge, especially if you're a lawyer, if you're a lawyer or a prosecutor, if the judge finds out you have written something bad about the judge, it's also considered contempt of court. Anyways, for now, we will hear your cross-examination, Mr. Wright, if you please. He took that perjury charge a bit too well. But I'm guessing he'll be in more serious trouble after this cross-examination. Yeah, Mr. Armstrong isn't so innocent when you think about it. Came to my restaurant alone, blah blah. There was no other customers. Very excited. Was possible by blah blah. I'm gonna press this. What were you doing at that point? Without any customers, you must have had time to kill. I'm a multi-talented woman, monsieur. So, is Mr. Armstrong non-binary or something? Because he both identifies as Yeah, he both identifies as guy and also a woman, because sometimes he refers to himself as a gentleman as well. So I'm guessing, yeah, he or she is non-binary. I guess, yeah. And Armstrong's probably non-binary, but of course this is an old game. It's it's an old game. It's a Japanese game. They probably don't really explore this any further than, yeah, it's how they present this person, I guess. Anyways, sorry, what do you mean? There is likely now Chef Jean Armstrong and la tragic poet Clarice Armstrong. I think he's just foreign. What? Clarice! Oui, I was writing a poem, an angry tale of a chef in $500,000 of debt. I hate to say, but they are not usually that progressive in Japanese games. Yeah, they are not. They do. I wouldn't say not that progressive, or at very least, they don't really get into any further than however they want to present an individual. At the very least, they don't have like sort of like a categorization or labeling system. People actually, you know, doing some sort of research on gender identities. So most of the portrayal of like not the non-traditional masculine or feminine gender identities, they do that. I mean, a lot of animes, a lot of stories, a lot of games have like queer individuals, but they don't really label them. But also, I think they don't really villainize them. At least I don't think so. At least I don't remember a lot of them get villainized, as opposed to like a lot of in the past in Western entertainment, Western media, a lot of the queer individuals are like shown to be a bad person, the villain, or someone that you're not supposed to support in some way, or that they end up becoming dead. They are involved in some sort of tragedy. They die in the movie, in the story. But of course, you know, in this one, Armstrong isn't portrayed as a good person. So, you know, not saying again. Yeah, probably not. I wouldn't say they are as progressive as Western, but I would say probably the same during that time that this game was made. This game was made 20 plus years ago. So I would say this portrayal of like queer characters during that time is the same as in, how do you say, it's the same in Western media. Well, that's old. Yes, I'm very old. I'm very old. This game is 20 years old. Damn. Looking for a man who won $500,000 on that lottery. It is called Pourquoi. It means why. Perhaps I could recite it for la court. Please don't. Alright, I'm not sure what to press. Maybe this one I won't press, but could be that I have to present something now. Statement 2, apparently. Okay. My old man. Also, hello, Filthy. Sorry. Came by to look, to just watch, or you know, join conversations and stuff. My old man. You mean Victor Kudo, correct? Oui, he comes on often for my special coffee. I drank your coffee once, Mr. Armstrong. It's special, I'll give you that. It's worth a sip just for the experience. Oh, you make me so happy, Monsieur. You are most welcome anytime. I said it was worth one sip and nothing more. Oof. So old Mr. Kuda arrived at the restaurant around the same time as the victim. Maybe I should ask about his arrival in more detail. How many minutes after? So you're saying that not much time elapsed between when the victim and Mr. Kuda arrived? Oui, that is correct. That still leaves the possibility that something happened in that gap of time. By your recollection, how much time would you say elapsed? Let me see. Approximately 2 minutes, I would say. 2 minutes? That's all? It seems unlikely that anything untoward could have happened in such a short time. That's... I knew I should have pursued this line of questioning. I shouldn't? Should I? I have to, actually. And then only then how do you say? I have to press this again. That's so weird. Let me hydrate myself first. Out of curiosity, about what time was it when Mr. Kudo arrived? Oh no, I cannot remember, monsieur. I believe we were told by a witness yesterday. The crime was... Oh no, how do I do... The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Does that perhaps jog your memory, witness? The incident happened about 20 minutes after he arrived. So the victim must have arrived between 2 p.m. and 2:10 p.m., no? Just after 2, huh? Thank you for your help in jogging my memory, monsieur. You are wonderful. I can't sit here all the time and do nothing now, can I? Okay. The time of day will be added to the witness testimony. Did you try giving him a deep voice? Which one? What are you talking about? You're talking about Armstrong? Oui, monsieur judge. Everything I do it for you. Armstrong. I don't know. I don't feel like Armstrong has a deep voice though. Merci bien. That's French, isn't it? I'm glad at least one person is in a good mood. He's even humming a song to himself. That's why it'd be funny, maybe. I don't know. I remember the old man alive. Nah, it's not that funny. I wouldn't really say funny or not. It just doesn't suit Armstrong. At least the Armstrong in my head. I remember the old man arrived not long after him. Just arrived 2 p.m. Can I press this? I'll press this. Are you absolutely sure about the time? I think really hard. I'm sure it was just after 2. Oui. It is that time I stopped serving the lunch menu. Quite right. I always break for lunch when the restaurants are serving their specials. I've been known to wind up a case early just to make it on time. Aha! I guess you should never get between a hungry judge and his lunch. Oh, would you look at that? It's almost lunchtime already. Witness, get on with your testimony, please. I guess... Oh, apparently I can now present evidence in a bunch of statements. And apparently this. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about this. I totally forgot that I have this. Yeah, now it makes sense. I'm afraid I finally got you, Mr. Armstrong. Quoi? What do you mean? At the time in question, the victim was listening to the radio with his earpiece. The show he was listening to was Millionaire Radio. Each week, they announced the winning numbers of the $500,000 lottery ticket. Oui, that must be la show mon elk was listening to. I can't see any problem with this testimony, Mr. Wright. I wonder. You say the victim arrived at your restaurant at after 2 p.m., correct? Oui, I'm sure of it. I remember it perfectly now. I knew it was that time because I had just finished serving la lunch menu. Get to the point, right, if you have one. The show is broadcast live at 1:30 p.m. and it claims to be the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life. It's on the air at 1:30. Now, supposedly the victim made some noise when it was announced that he had won. And yet, I don't believe his cry of joy could have occurred after 2 p.m. Because the show had already finished more than 30 minutes earlier by that point in time. So yeah, Victor Kudo only arrived at the restaurant after Glenn Elk was killed. Yeah. No! This victim we've been told about has done nothing but the impossible. Listening to the radio with a ruptured eardrum, catching a show that was already over. There's only one conclusion you can draw from these facts. This victim was an imposter, acting out the poisoning 30 minutes after the real murder. Yeah, also, yeah, so he did the same thing again. The imposter did the same thing, pretending to be a Glenn Elk after 30 minutes. So he basically, the imposter, after killing Glenn Elk at 1:30 p.m., he went and hid the body together with Armstrong. Hide the body at the back of the kitchen, probably somewhere. And oh yeah, also when Glenn Elk was killed, the waitress, our accused, our defendant, saw what was happening, fainted. So both two of them were probably put at the back of the kitchen. Yeah, and then the imposter, when the old man arrived at the restaurant, the imposter, the chef, the also the other phony waitress pretended to do all the things again. I guess. Pretended to do all the things again. Except, this time it's the waitress that's poisoning Glenn Elk. Whilst in the first time, it was the phony Glenn Elk who poisoned Glenn Elk. Does this all make sense to you? Probably not. Let's just get on. Let's just get on with the game. The real Glenn Elk, now dead, having been poisoned by the real killer. The phony Glenn Elk acting out the events for Mr. Kudo to witness. It certainly seems that way. I mean, if that wasn't the case, how could you explain the time discrepancy? Quite a performance, right? You were almost on a roll. But sadly, you lack the rock-hard foundation of rhythm to build your song. What is this? Music Theory 101? Let's recap. According to your imaginative theory, it's now just after 2 p.m. The phony Elk is performing a play for the benefit of Mr. Kudo. How do you explain then where the real Glenn Elk is? I don't believe I have to spell this out for the court, however. At that time, the real Glenn Elk was already dead. That's certainly the obvious conclusion. Thank you, Tride. That's exactly what I was hoping you would say. What? Now, I presume you can prove this theory of yours. Can you explain where the missing corpse went to? Missing corpse? According to the old man's testimony, there was only one other customer there. If that customer was the phony Glenn Elg, then where did the killer hide the body of the real victim? Ah! I mean, there's the kitchen. There's literally the kitchen. The prosecution has a valid point, Mr. Wright. If your theory is to stand up to examination by the court, you must provide with us proof by answering the prosecution's question. Where did the killer hide the body? Yes, Your Honor. No conjecture, Tride. Let's hear some facts for once. Show the court a piece of evidence that proves where the body was hidden. Evidence? What's with this intense pressure all of a sudden? I thought I had him with that contradiction. Don't have to think too hard about it, Phoenix. You can do this. Just turn it all around and back me into a corner instead. Well, Mr. Wright, the court will now hear the defense's theory and evidence. First, where was the body and the real Mr. Glenn L concealed? Inside Trebian. It would have been too dangerous to take the body outside. Obviously, the body must have been hidden somewhere inside Trebian. Interesting. Where could the body have been hidden inside a restaurant? Perhaps you would care to show the court on these plans, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. The exact location where the body was concealed inside Tribune is over here. Take that! The body was hidden here. I see. Nice supposition, but the real question is, can you back it up? Where's the evidence that proves the body was hidden in that location? This one. Take that! Mr. Armstrong, do you recognize this bottle? Good judge voice. Thank you. Well, I do a pretty good old man, if I say so myself. I've a lot of different kinds of old man. Not because I'm old, okay? No. I have never seen that ugly bottle before in my life. I only use the very best bottles, monsieur. The highest quality only for me. Where was that bottle found, Mr. Wright? Interestingly enough, Your Honor, it was found in the kitchen of Trebian, and I stole it. I took the evidence. I took it for myself. Quoi? I only ever use these bottles for my aromatherapy oils. But this bottle doesn't contain aromatherapy oil, Mr. Armstrong. No, it contains a medication. What kind of medication? I'm sure everyone remembers, don't they? That Mr. Elk visited an otolaryngological clinic and was given medication that day. Otolaryngological. Yeah, it's an actual word for someone who specializes in ears, throats, and nose surgery, I think, or treatment. You can't be serious. The defense had the contents of the bottle analyzed, and I have the lab results here. The contents of the bottle matched the prescription that was given to Mr. Elk. Glenn Elk's murderer hid the body in the restaurant kitchen, at which time this bottle fell out of the victim's pocket. Mr. Armstrong, when the incident occurred, didn't you say you were in the kitchen? Mon Dieu! Yes, You know what I'm talking, or what I'm about to say. It was you who hit the victim's body. You did a fine job pretending to be my client, to defend my client, Maggie Bird. However, you were setting her up to take the fall behind the poor girl's back. No! Order! Order! This is an extraordinary development. Witness, did you murder Mr. Glenelg? Never! I could not do such an horrible thing. No. Okay. Damn. Mr. Goddard? Seems fine. The bitterness. Every time I get lied to, I always down a mug of coffee. It's one of my rules. Okay. The music, yes, the music. Do you have the slightest idea how many cups you've had by now? Yeah, you're probably gonna die of caffeine poisoning. Yeah, if you ask me what's so good about Goddard, it's only his theme. It's music theme. Alright? Anything else is like, why is he so good? He sucks as a prosecutor. And I like to do the same to the person who lied to me. I like to take them down with my empty cup. Listen up, chef. How about a brand new flavor in your ear, my H-deficient friend? Je veux demander pardon. Please, you must hear me out. It is a trap. Listen to me. Por favor. Por favor is not... I don't... Por favor isn't French. I think that's Spanish. I forgot how sexy it was. It's just the song, isn't it? It's just a song. Let's see. Everyone needs a sexy theme song to make them sexy, I guess. Yo hablo español, Mr. Armstrong, and por favor is Spanish. Yeah. The judge speaks Spanish apparently. And he just literally said, I speak Spanish. Okay. Now he's got white hair, can't see his eyes. I need to find my sexy theme song. There's an obsession. I probably... Filthy, you probably would like Neon then. Neon's models is very similar to Goddard's. Just saying, you might want to check him out. I'm only going to ask you once. Did you do it? No, absolutely no. No ways, no stop. You've got one shot, right, Gramps? Witness, the court will permit you the chance to make one final statement. If you lie under oath again, Mr. Gotthart's coffee mug awaits you. I like the X Factor theme song. Just use Goddard's theme song. The stars mine gavel. It is clear. What do they always say in the movies? I've got a bad feeling about this. Just do his race. Very well. Begin your final testimony, Mr. Armstrong. The confession. It's true. I eat la body in la kitchen. A man forced me to do it. I had no choice. I had to go along with him because there was no reason why I could not refuse. I did not kill him. Swear it. You must believe me. Okay, yeah, I think that's the truth. But if, by who? Yeah, you were forced. By who? I cannot say. I will be erased. Let's try a different question then. When Mr. L died, was he really the only person at his table? There was... Suddenly there's a person. There was another man. I knew it. Maggie was telling the truth. You may cross-examine the witness now, Mr. Wright. There's just one more thing I need to do. I gotta break this guy and get him to tell us the name of the real killer. So I'm guessing we can't just show him the picture, I guess. Show him the profile. Maybe we have to like crush him. What man? Who was he? No, I cannot say. I fear for my life. He's really scared. You just have to put the word in his mouth, Nick. Yeah, you're right. If you won't tell me, I'll tell him. But why would you go along with this man? Okay, so I have a feeling we're just gonna do it then. If the game's hinting me to just present this, I think. Yeah, it is. Let's do it! Furio Tigre. How does one steal someone's wreath? Hey, little stinger. Are you here to look? Are you here to talk, chat, or just watch? In any case, welcome. Let's end this dance of Ring Around Rosie, Mr. Armstrong. Does it mean someone could have unlimited wreaths? Yes. We were actually talking about why everyone loves Godot. Apparently it's just because of his theme song. So as long as you have his theme song, or maybe you have your own theme song like Godot, you have the Riz. This is the man that you've been referring to. He looks sexy too. he does. Ah! Who is that? I feel like I've seen him somewhere before. I don't know. Maybe a month ago in this very courtroom. This man is Furio Tigre. He's the manager of a loan office called Tender Lender. There's no point trying to hide the truth anymore, Mr. Armstrong. I know you couldn't go against Mr. Tigre. At least not while he had this on you. This. A $500,000 loan from a black market loan shark. And you had no way of paying it back, did you? That's why you were forced to do anything this man told you. Oui, it is as you say. Mr. Armstrong, La Tiger, he told me he was going to use my restaurant for a business rendezvous. La day in question, he was meeting la victim to demand that he repay his loan. I don't know why it happened like that. I just did what he told me to do. I had no choice. I carried la body in like an unconscious Maggie out of la dining area into the kitchen. After that, I just tried to forget what I had seen. I think we can now safely say that the man who forced your hand was Mr. Furio Tigre. I do have one further question for you, Mr. Armstrong. The poison and the lottery ticket that were found in the defendant's apron pocket. Was that your doing as well? No, I knew nothing about that. Maggie, it looked like it was Maggie who had done it. I was not. It was despicable. Mr. Goddard, you will summon this Furio Tigre as a witness. I doubt that can be arranged today, so we will adjourn for now. Proceedings will continue tomorrow. 30 minutes. What? Trial will go on. I'll see to it myself. I need half an hour to get that guy on the stand. Not a minute more. How the... Don't sit back and relax yet, trite. No one knows if that chef is really telling the truth or not. This trial could still go either way. Very well. Your request is granted, Mr. Gorot. We will resume once Mr. Tigre is ready to take the stand. Until then, court is adjourned for a 30-minute recess. To be continued. We will continue. Because I don't know. I don't think there's a lot more. But let's see. How long have I been streaming? Oh, an hour and 30 minutes. Oh, this is going to be a slightly longer stream then. I don't think I want to do another session of this. And it's still early to end it. But yes, let's see. Let's save it. Let me hydrate myself and take a break. But yeah, how's everyone? How are you, Stinger? How are you, Filthy? It's late night, isn't it? Infinite rays if this song never ends. 6:35 for you? Oh wait. I totally forgot. Maybe I misremembered. I guess you're from the European region then. If it's 6:35 a.m. for you. It's usually the case. That means I believe you said you were from Germany, maybe? I think. Are you from Germany? I'm sorry if I forgot. Yeah, if that would be the case. 7 hours from now. Either Germany or some of the UK girly here. No worries. Oh, okay. That's also correct. I have another friend who's like living in UK as well. 7 hours in the future. 7 hours earlier than me, than my time. It's 1:36 p.m. over here, so it's 7 hours apart. It's very. It means, have you not went to sleep, or did you just woke up, Filthy? Also, yeah, apologies if my accent. You're in the future. Ooh, just woke up. I see. If my accent, actually, I'm curious. What do I sound like? My normal English accent. Do I sound British? I don't sound British at all, don't I? I sound like something. I just sound like something. Anyways, let's go. Let's do this. January 8th, 1:20 p.m. District Court, Defendant Norby number 1. You sound quite British, but with something else mixed in. Is it? I see. That's good, that's good. Because Neon here says I don't sound British. I sound like American foreigner. So we're finally going to see the tiger on the stand. We almost got this case won now, Nick. I hear the Asian. No lah, you don't hear the Asian at all. I got Asian. That's what I'm saying. Well, I guess, it's not exactly British, it's not exactly American. Definitely it's going to sound like there has some sort of like Asian accent in it. I wish I could agree. Huh? When I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now, he said he was just doing what the tiger told him to do. Goddard picked up on it, remember? So yeah, if anything, Armstrong is gonna be guilty of like aiding and abetting. Even though he says he's forced, it's gonna be very hard to prove that he's has not been doing it out of his own volition. He might owe money to Tigre here, but crime's a crime. Maybe it's still lesser, but still very serious crime. If he can't prove that he didn't know the Tigre was going to kill Glenn all this time. Alif grew up around and then broadly Asian. The Malaysian people usually have a British accent. Also, Gorod's jawline probably. Look at that. It's probably it's probably the jawline. It's probably the beard. The 5 o'clock beard, goatee thing, and the sideburn bit. And also the vest. Definitely the vest. And so also, who doesn't like a person who's wearing visors? Everyone likes Cyclops, right? Cyclops from X-Men, and the tan. He's tan. The question of do all Malaysian people have British accent? No, absolutely not. Actually, all Malaysian actually sound like this to a certain extent, lah. If way more heavier accent than mine, very, very bad grammar is one thing you will expect. Okay. So it's all I can say is Malaysian accents, depending on the ethnicity, the main mother tongue that the person speaks. If they speak Malay, it will be an entirely different kind of accent. If they speak Chinese, Mandarin or that kind, they might sound like me, but way more heavier in the accent. Or if they are, if they speak Tamil, Hindu, the Indians in Malaysia, they would sound somewhat similar to me, but a bit of the Indian accent, but not heavy like actual Indians in India. Very more standard, more proper English, especially the ones that are more educated, I guess. But in any case, still you can tell. There's like there's a very stark difference between the Malaysians when it comes to accents. And a man with jewelry knows how to accessorize. I'm just gonna be the guy who says that. Yeah, Godot is all show. Okay, he may have the looks, but he doesn't have the skills. I'm always going to be the dissenting argument, the minority that isn't really interested in Godot at all. But I understand, I'm not calling him deep, Jake. No, you like him because he's shallow. Oh boy, does it say anything about? What does it say about you all? Oh no, I'm gonna get cancelled, aren't I? Anyways, let's just move on. Let's pretend I didn't say that out loud. He pointed out that without proof, we don't know if what he testified is the truth. I'm just defending the position. I just think he looks cool. Yeah, he just looks cool. But as a person, not so much. You mean you think Mr. Armstrong was lying? I don't know. If that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. I get a feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're going to need. Hey, pal. You know who I would like more? I like Detective Gumshoe more than Godot. What are you so jumpy about, Detective? Your hair standing on end. Gumshoe is like fun to hang around with, you know, safe to hang around with. He might not be very smart, but he's earnest, he's honest, and also, you know, not that difficult to be around with, I feel like. Koto is my avatar. I'm sure it's me for real. I missed Jake's controversial comment about Koto. Oh no, I didn't say anything, Filthy. Just ignore. Just don't try to find out. Just don't ask. Hey, that's the pot calling the kettle black, little Miss Top Knot. It's not a top knot. Never mind about the hair. Just calm down, Ray. All right. I can't stand still when I don't have a job to do. I kind of get wound up. Oh! They call us shallow for me. No kidding. You gotta have something you need me to do, pal. Anything. Well, hey. I'm gonna take a jog back down the precinct. I could get some prints analyzed for you if you got an hour. An hour? So we'll have reconvened by then. Nick, you still don't have a really decisive piece of evidence, right? Oh no. True. True. Without some kind of trump card to pull out of the bag, we're really stuck. You said you could get some fingerprint analysis done in an hour. You bet. In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me? The bottle? Are we talking about a bottle? Because that's the only thing with fingerprints that we... Unless this one have fingerprints? The only thing I can think about is that one that actually says there are unknown fingerprints on it. I'm gonna check actually. Yeah, the small bottle. Not this one. The small bottle here. Oops. If you're going back to the station anyway, could you find out whose prints are on this? Oh, hey, that's a small bottle I gave back to you this morning, right? Yeah, I think it's time we solve the last mystery of who the prints on this belong to. Sure thing, pal. Actually, that's been gnawing at me too. Small bottle given to Detective Gumshoe. Okay, I'll get this off to the lab right away. Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back. Right, bye-bye, Gumshoe. This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess. It's time to separate the phonies from the real guys. It's time. Show is about to begin. January 8th, 1:56 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Also, have you seen... I mean, if you like Godot, you probably would like this music video. Oh shit, I totally forgot what it's called. Some guy made a music video out of Ace Attorney. Ah yeah, it's called Mystery Skulls. The musician is called Mystery Skulls, and the song is called Money. I'm gonna share it here. I like how they do the music video, and I also love Mystery Skull. Alright, enjoy that while I do this. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Gortot, did you find this Furio Tigre? Oh wait, Jake sharing music. Yes, I am. I'm not streaming the music, but I'm sharing it, yes. I even tamed him for you. It was a 3-cup job. No problem. Tamed him? The guy's name may be Puro Tigre, but come on. He's pretty lively. Be careful, he still bites. You know, I'm gonna do a weird Boston, I don't know, New Yorkian accent, but probably just gonna, it's just me sounding like a British dude. Very well, please show Mr. Tigre to the stand. Lamau. Witness. Don't hide under the table, Maya. Unless there's room for me down there too. Would you... What's used to me? Nothing. I didn't say nothing. Orders. Who could have guessed that Fear would use a bad Brooklyn accent? Oh yeah, so Brooklyn accent. I have actually no idea. Actually, let me see. Is there a music video? Not a music video. Is there a video showcasing Brooklyn accents or something? How to do a Brooklyn accent in 2 minutes? Yes, let me just go through this 2-minute video in real time. And it's called Brooklyn accent. Forget about it. Yeah, that's the only phrase. Okay. You have to do the or noise or something. Yeah, it sounds like Cockney as well. Okay, I'll try. I'll try again. I got business to take care. Sorry, I got business to take care of. You hear me? So who the hell called me into this hole? Was it you, Spiky? No, of course not. It was the judge. Your Honor. Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. Where on earth is it? Don't mind me. Just carry on with the proceedings as normal. That's it. We're doomed. Maybe you stay hear me. I say, who the hell was it that called me in here? There's no need to shout. We can all hear you. What you say? What you say? There's no point struggling. You're caught in the snare. The relentless snare of the law. It was a good music video. Yeah, you should check out all the other Mystery Skull songs as well. They have official music videos where it's like it's heavily inspired. It's definitely just a parody or heavily inspired by Scooby-Doo. Godot set me up. Yeah, apparently Godot is the only one doesn't fear the tiger. And I'm the one that holds you in. Grr. Too cool. I guess that was kind of cool. Don't let him get the better of you, Nick. I think it's a coffee. Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct? Incident? I don't know nothing about no stinking incident, Max boy. Sorry, it's very hard to figure out how to do his voice. You mean you didn't attend the previous trial of Maggie Bird? The coffee helps probably. Maggie who? I've got more important things to do than watch courtroom dramas. Of course. Well, perhaps you could give us your testimony then. Please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder. Phoenix, right? You's the one who set these up, didn't you? You's gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur. You hear what I'm saying? Maybe I should have brought a diaper with me today. Get a grip, Nick. Tiger's alibi. I don't know nothing about no murderer. Sorry, I keep laughing at my really bad attempt. I was tied up in business in December last year. Spent all of my time in my office. I got wheels lined up to borrow cash from tender lender every single day. You want to check my alibi just as violator. Oh, at last I found my pen. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Oh, what is it? Please, witness, if you could refrain from shouting out like that. I know the kind of games that guy... Sorry. I know that kind of games that guy at the Blue plays. That lowlife ain't no lawyer. He just punches away at stupid details till he wins. Lowlife, me? Lisa up, smarty. Every time. Every time you ask me something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000, and you's gonna borrow the cash from me. It's one loan contract if you refuse to sign. I don't think it ain't gonna hurt when you tangle with Tiger. Yeah, I'm gonna look at the video again. There. Flatter. Look. Door. I have no idea. I have to like really listen to the video. So unfortunately, I'm just gonna wing it again. Oh, I love a good spectator sport. Just admit it. It's really not. This witness is, how can I put it? A hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Get on his bad side and you bite everyone's heads off. Yours too. Very well. I've no choice but to impose a penalty system here. What? You's better be listening. I say I got business to take care of. Big business. If I don't split now, I ain't gonna catch my bus. That expression. The court will now impose a penalty for irrelevant pressing of witness testimony. Keep that in mind as you begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Yeah, this is some bullshit happening over here. You can do it, Nick. Come out from under there. Come out from under there already, would you, Maya? Okay. Also, is this person's skin normal? I feel like he has some sort of condition. Don't know nothing about murder. Was tied up with business December last year. Spent all of my time in my office. Got wheels lined up to borrow cash from ten lender every single day. Use one check my alibi just as file letter. I feel like it's either this, I need to press this, or the last statement. But we'll see. It's either a demon or has the world's more red spray tan. Red spray tan. The only comments by pressing further on segment 3 and 4 since it will harm the court case. Alright, so I was kind of right. It was the second one, not the final. It wasn't the final one. Are you sure about that? We're talking about 1 month ago, you know? You see
You see this teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is.
Sharp? Is he talking about Viola Cadavrini?
She writes everything in my scheduler. December, mainly in the office. That's what it says. So that's where I was.
That seems like a rather sketchy schedule. There he goes again. What the tiger did all December isn't the issue. What's important is what he was doing on the day of the murder. So now what? Press further. Mr. Tiger.
What you want?
If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail.
This is a dead end, right? And you know it. Remember the rules.
No, it's essential that we establish the witness's alibi accurately.
I agree.
The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office that day, too?
Maybe yous ain't listening. Of course I was. I never set foot outside. I had meetings all day with a bunch of kids wanting to do business with me.
Looking alright? Have fun looking, Neon.
I ain't never seen that young kid before.
I do believe the witness's last statement was important. Mr. Goddard, if you could please.
Mr. Tigre, the court asks you to add that last statement to your testimony.
Don't let an animal beat you. Be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself. Never saw that kid before. I think that's a lie. Would the matches prove this? Oh no, apparently not. Apparently it's this. Oh yeah, this is way better. I'm dumb. I think that's probably going to be the second evidence I'll be producing. Mr. Tigre, you claim you didn't know Mr. Glenn Elk. But it appears that Mr. Elk knew you.
What?
Mr. Elk left this little note on his calendar. Well, that, I'm gonna be the guy and say, that could be another Mr. Tiger, or Mr. Tigre, Meet with the tiger, and the date, December 3rd.
December 3rd? That's the day of the murder.
So, Mr. Tigre, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Glenn Elk, because on the very day of the incident, you met with him.
Not bad. You's actually not bad.
Sorry?
I was just messing with yous. See how good you were.
Did you hear that, Nick? He said you're not bad. That's one complaint I can do without, because he's lying through his teeth.
Witness, please remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated. You's calling me a liar? Is that what you doing?
The judge became a Scooby-Doo.
So, you're saying that your claim to have never seen that kid before is the truth? I say I'm dead serious. You's better believe that's the truth. Huh. And I'd say that gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. That is, while you testify for the court again, Mr. Tigre. Oh yes, would you mind indulging the court witness?
Never actually met the victim? It's got to be a lie right there. It's time I nailed this guy. It's a super lie. It's gonna be easy, I feel like. It's gonna be easy.
I ain't no liar. I never met Glenn Elk. There was some lame guy with that name, though, wanted to borrow cash from me. I set up a meeting with the guy at my office, telling the lender. Wait around for him, but he ain't ever showed. Ain't never been to that Tribune joint used here.
I have the evidence to prove that wrong.
I see. It all seems perfectly logical. You had arranged to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up.
I've heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead.
Very well. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did I tell you I got a big deal going on down today? Ain't gonna make my boss down. I'm gonna have to take the express train. That bill's going straight to you, right?
Yeah, it's probably the last statement. No, he was in the restaurant. Do I just present it though? That's always the case. It seems like I can just present this. Yeah, I can just present this. Let's do it. Mr. Tigre, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches?
Matches? What you's talking about?
We found them in your office at Tenderlander. They're from that restaurant. If you've really never been to Tribune before, what was the book of the restaurant's matches doing at on your desk?
You's be snooping around my stuff now too, wise guy. Why you, my ball and chain, ain't no bra controlling me. Order, order. Well, witness, I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you? Sorry, I'm terribly sorry, forgive me. I ain't no pussycat. I don't go back on what I said. Okay, I was at the joint that day.
What?
Let's go, alright. I might be there, but I still never met that kid.
Well. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony. I'm this close to proving it was him. He didn't meet Glenn L that day. He did put poison in his coffee. He must have. That was a really short testimony that I managed to crack instantly.
I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. I opened the door to the joint. I saw one ugly scene. Guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. I figured if that place wasn't already, it was gonna be. So I split. I heard the cop sirens on my way out and went straight back to my office.
That's strange. Some part of it seems strange. I have to look closely.
I see. You didn't actually meet with him in the end, then. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hold it. If I wait around here any longer, I ain't even gonna make the normal express. No more stupid questions.
No problem. Anytime Trite presses you on something irrelevant, I'll see he pays a penalty. So are we hinting that I need to press something?
Mr. Gordon, that's my job.
Your job is to slam that little ham of yours and call a guilty verdict. So do it.
Yes, sir.
Judge gets bullied every time by the prosecutor or the witness.
Special Express ain't cheap, right? Just so you know it's use paying.
Oh man, doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here? No, it doesn't mean anything. It's a game. Miss Phoenix, right? It's a game. You mean the rule? You're not in the real world. Afternoon. I feel like I need to press the first statement, but let's see. Went over the someone could see a guy was laid out with the table, stiff as concrete. It was good speed. Yeah, I feel like it might be the first statement that we need to press, perhaps. Apparently not. And apparently I don't need to press anything. Let me see. We can just do this, but let me see. I'll just press this. You mean you saw Glenn Elk's dead body?
I guess I did, but I only saw him from behind.
Eat my breakfast. Oh, you should go do that. Please go do that. We have a nice breakfast. Let me know what you're having if you like to share about.
He was wearing some ragged bit of cloth he called a hat.
What time was this?
I don't know.
Huh?
You know what winds me up more than anything else in the world? Watches. Round watches. Ain't gonna pollute my paws with some ticking handpecker.
The rice cakes and cream cheese. Rice cakes and cream cheese. Are we talking about what kind of rice cakes are we talking about? Are we talking about Korean rice cakes? Tteokbokki or something? Cream cheese also sounds really nice.
Out of interest, Mr. Tigre, what winds you up the second most? Oh, what you think? Square watches.
This guy for real.
Look, all I need to know was that something bad was going down in that place.
Salt and vinegar rice cakes. Ah. I see. Perhaps it's... I don't know. There are many different kinds of rice cakes. Is it the chewy kind or the dry kind of rice cakes? I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna present something here. I have to present something here. A crime photo? Oh, no, it's the this one. You can't possibly see the person when he enters the restaurant because it's blocked by a divider. So yeah, right, or something. You're something of a loan collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tigre?
No one escapes the tiger's clutches.
Well, I'm something of a lie detecting pro. And no one escapes the Phoenix's clutches. I think it's time we got something straight.
What's this, Stride? A new line of irrelevant questioning?
These are the floor plans of the crime scene. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigre. From there, your field of vision would have covered an area something like this.
Indeed, the witness would have had a clear view of the victim's seat. Isn't that what I just say? I saw the back of the kid's head.
Unfortunately for you, that is not possible. If the court would think back, you remember that between each of the tables is a tall partition, yeah. But I don't know, I probably would, instead of using the floor plans, I would use the crime scene photo because that also shows that, you know, you can't see anything from behind. Not really the floor plans though.
Why, that's true.
Now look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. So, from the entrance of Tribulations, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim's that day because you met with him.
Wrong. Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone at his table.
No, we only saw him on a later time. The defense just proved that point to be moot. The victim witnessed by the Mr. Kudo was not Glenn Elk, but a fake.
What?
In order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify, The real killer posed as the victim he had just killed and acted out on a charade.
That will do. This trial has gone long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly was this real killer who impersonated the victim? You say the killer murdered Glenn Elg and then impersonated his victim in a performance for Victor Kudo. In that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of this criminal to the court.
Okay. Obviously, the killer is Furio Tigre. No one else could have done it.
What? Well, witness.
Grah, now that's cute. You think you can pin this on the tiger? Maybe you don't understand. The tiger's king of the jungle. Oh, I dare you to say again, come on, you got guts.
You can't threaten me, Mr. Tigre. It's the defense. Go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright!
Sounds to me like it must be you, old man. You've got guts. I'll give you that.
Mr. Wright, do not leave me to handle this alone.
Perhaps I can end this embarrassment.
Mr. Gordon.
Let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. The old man didn't see just the victim. Oh, no.
Let's have a go for the name of Tafachino, but she put something in it. No question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there.
Was the victim he saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. The fact remains, he saw the accused put poison into the coffee.
Yes, it was the waitress who...
Are you all dumb? We've already forgotten that we are already pointing out that... We're already suggesting that the waitress Mr. Kudo saw was not our defendant. Very impressive, Mr. Gordon. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack? Oh. Found your pen at last, tried. It was in my pocket. Anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glenn Elg, and the waitress from behind.
Yes, your point, Mr. Wright.
I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glenn Elg was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also part of the show.
What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well?
The defendant, Mr. Bird, fell unconscious immediately after the incident, and someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her.
Who on earth was it? Who was this waitress that Mr. Kudo witnessed?
It's this girl over here.
Who is this woman?
Her name is Viola Cadavrini. She's an employee of Tenderlander.
You make a big mistake. You know who Viola's grandfather is. You better go home and arm a truck tonight, if you know what I mean.
Stop shaking, Nick. Where was I? Yes, the defendant, Mr. Bird, has said the following. Well, when I took our coffee over to the victim's table, it's true there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sort of creepy. She had a kind of cackling laugh. There was another customer. There are just too many contradictions in this case. I kind of feel like it means that Maggie actually saw Mr. Kudo then. I think Kudo never saw... Maggie never saw Mr. Kudo, but I don't know. The second man at the victim's table, who nobody but Miss Bird seems to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when that eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour after it was over. There's only one logical explanation that clears up all of these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice, once for real and once for show. Mr. Furo Tigre, the only person who could have committed a crime, is you.
Witness, what have you got to say?
That's cute.
Sorry?
You's alright. I could do a guy like you around.
What do you mean?
Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get me to my meeting now, but I'm gonna give yous one more thing to think about before I go.
Something to think about?
You's got it all wrapped up nice, alright? Yous miss out one real important thing.
That can't be.
I was in the joint that day and met that kid too. But I could have poisoned him, yous here.
What? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tigre?
Oh, what a troublemaker. Troublemaker? Looks like we're going to need another one for the road. One more steaming cup of hot coffee. Damn, I actually hit that.
Indeed. Witness, you will explain yourself to the court. I will give you one more chance to testify. What happened that day at Tribulations between yourself and the victim?
Okay. Finally, the truth.
Yeah, I get cash about $100,000. That day he was due to have a little chat. He had hit his paycheck date, see? Anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I will. $500,000. He got lucky, you know. Real lucky. If that waitress hadn't done what she done, everything would have been over.
No, saying you're there, but also didn't do anything. And left the scene after the guy gets murdered.
Now, I see the principal amount you loaned to Mr. L was $50,000.
Yeah, well, you've got the VIG to take into account. Interest builds up fast, you know.
It's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice his principal. Well, actually, you know, loans are like that. You don't just pay back what you borrowed. You pay sometimes the interest. If it's paid for in a long time, it becomes double, tripled, even quadrupled sometimes. You know why? Why I know this for a fact? Because I'm in the debt. Stupid mistakes of buying properties in when I was younger, and I've been regretting my decision since. Anyhow,
And the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question.
Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't have no reason to kill the kid. And if I ain't got no motive, you ain't got no case.
his motive. He has to have what? But what is it? Well, it's because the $100,000 isn't enough for him. When he starts screaming, is one everything would have been over. I think I have to like press something here. I have to press the final statement. Waitress, you mean?
A girl with glasses and defense chair. Who else could I mean? She ain't going away. Things would have been bada bing, bada boom over it, done with.
Maybe we should push a little on this. As how things would have been. What do you mean things would have been over and done with?
I'll use all that what? I'm talking about the cash. Instead to get my $100,000 box back. That's all. I'm a businessman. It's all coming together before the waitress got away.
As far as I can tell from witness's testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tigre had no motive for killing the victim. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect what you just said.
Tiger's motive, huh? He has motive! I know he has motive. So we're going to press that now. I think it's this one. I'm not going to look at the walkthrough. I'm very sure it's this one. Yes. Okay, good. So you just intended to get back the $100,000 Mr. Elk owed you, correct?
I loaned the guy the cash, so that's my right.
Unfortunately for Mr. Elk, $100,000 wasn't enough to cover it, was it?
Oh?
About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter, in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital, where she underwent surgery.
Where did you get all this info?
These medical papers document the treatment of a young woman in question. According to this, her operation cost $1 million. Payment for these expenses was due in December of last year and was paid in full.
$1 million? A preposterous sum. Someone should sue these HMOs.
Ha! No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. But Mr. Tigre had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it. Rah!
Oh, order, order, order! You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright?
Indeed it did. Simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadavrini.
Did you say Cadavrini?
Bruto Cadavrini, Bruto Cadavrini, mob boss in charge of all the underworld activities in the city, and doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadavrini. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Cadavrini demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glenn Elk's life to pay your debt.
Order! 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 What do you say to that, witness?
It's a nice little fairy tale, tried.
But even if the witness did need $1 million, that doesn't tie him to the Mr. Elk's murder. Mr. Elk only owed him his $100,000 and had no hope of repaying it anyway.
Yeah, that guy wasn't worth my spit.
I don't think so. In fact, the opposite is true.
The opposite?
Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would not only be bad for business, but in this case, the very fact that Glenn Elk had no way to repay the money is crucial.
What?
You know where you're going with this, Nick? You've got to think outside the box, Maya. Outside the box? It's very straightforward. Mr. Tigre was after the $100,000 at all.
It seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. Would you care to share it with us? What exactly was Mr. Tigre after? He was aftering this. MC Bomber. Glenn Elk was a programmer, a highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elk was put up in order to borrow money. Care to explain how skill can be used as a collateral to secure a loan, Trite? He had a skill to create a computer virus, and so he did. A virus known as MC Bomber. A computer virus? What does one of those do? A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer. A computer? What does one of those do? I guess the beard isn't the only part of his honor that is from the Stone Age. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the important point. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million on the black market. Mr. Tigre, you couldn't have cared less about $100,000, isn't that right? All you cared about was one thing, the virus. Grrr. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his hands on this CD. Glenn had no way of paying back that $100,000, and Mr. Tigre knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre would prefer to say never happened, but he can't, and neither can I. The lottery win. Exactly. At the 11th hour, Mr. Elk won $500,000 on the lottery, which left Mr. Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. So he resorted to illegitimate means. That's crazy. He murdered Glenn Elk and then made his next move, to frame Maggie Bird for the crime. Mr. Tigre posed as Glenn Elk, while Viola Cadavrini played the role of Miss Bird. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one who we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo. Like I said, Trite, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it. But Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Goddard? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money, too. $500,000, in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan. Order! Order! Silence! Oh! Rawr, ha, 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 ha. You's put on a good show, Spiky. If you's want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dress up like that kid, create a witness, and frame someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. I agree. You do? Despite your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Mr. Bird had no way out. What? Another one, Mr. Wright. Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Trite? What was this trick you say Mr. Tigre performed to frame the accused? Let me see. I think it's the apron. Yeah, the apron. It's not the apron. Why are you drinking? Stop drinking! And what's the relevance of that, Trite? No, I failed!
Ah! It almost felt like I did. I did the right thing. Okay. Yeah. It's the other thing. Damn it. Wow, that hurt quite a bit. Quite a bit. What's this? A paper badge. What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation. Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as a victim on the day in question. A month ago, in this very court, you posed as me.
What? That's
the truth.
But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you, standing here, this very court, a mere month ago. A Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I've ever seen. Grrr. Grrr.
Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man. Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him?
No.
Hey. Forget about it, yeah? He said the thing. If I said the thing. Forget about it, yeah? I wouldn't do something like that. Not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh? Have you no pride, sir?
This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, Tried, here in court, we deal with people's lives.
Nah.
Mr. Goddard is right.
Your Honor?
Speaking for myself, I'm absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge, with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by memory without evidence to support it.
No! Do we have evidence to support that? I don't think so.
If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious for sure, but not conclusive.
But we've come so far.
You say he impersonated Glenn Elk. You say he impersonated you. But none of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. Ah!
True.
Ha!
Sucks to be you, right? You mess with Tiger, or you're gonna get more. You's got that.
All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit. But I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt.
Ha! Looks like I won't be needing a refill.
If I just had one more piece of evidence, and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook.
This witness's cross-examination is over. You are free to go, Mr. Tigre.
No! Objection! Hold it! Gumshoe? Is it Gumshoe? I'm sure it's Gumshoe.
Your order, sir. Wait! Detective!
Says the man that had 6+ refills. Detective Gumshoe.
Sorry I took so long, pal. I stake everything on this. My badge. The works. So here it is. My heart's counting on this too. What is it, Detective? Is it obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence. What?
Yay! January 8th, 2:48 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1.
Sorry it took so long, pal. I finally got the results from the lab.
Results?
About the Brits, pal, with this medicine bottle.
Oh, so do you know who the prints belong to now?
You think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know.
So tell us, you're tigers, right? I knew it.
You bait. There's crystal all over the bottle. The Furo Tigre's paw prints, alright.
That's very decisive evidence. That's great. We've got him now, Nick. What's wrong with you? You've hardly had said a word since Detective Gamshu got here. He's laid everything on line for this, Nick. I know. Look, I'm sorry. It's kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on the bottle now.
Oh, what? Why not?
What we need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that Tiger puts poison in Glenn Elk's coffee. He's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on the bottle, it really doesn't make any difference now.
I knew it. Great. No matter how hard I try, it doesn't even matter. I'm never any of use.
Hey, don't be so hard on yourself.
It's our last chance to help Maggie, and I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. It's alright, I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal.
Detective Gumshoe? Maggie? You've been working on something for me?
Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get you out of here now.
Detective Gumshoe, wait! It's gone. Isn't there anything we can do now, Nick? I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. I actually don't know. What can we use this for?
January 8th, 3 p.m. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
I granted you a recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence you've discovered.
Yes. I am still preparing.
Don't keep us all in suspense, Tried. Show us. Naturally, we can assume it's evidence that we can actually stand up in court, can't we? Think, Phoenix, think!
Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste.
How much more time are you gonna waste? I ain't been to no court before. You's lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion.
Yeah.
No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright.
Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I'm really back into a corner here. Maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit.
Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Present this final decisive piece of evidence to the court.
Yeah, I mean, shouldn't I produce this? It's the only thing I can produce. This is the defense's final piece of evidence.
Isn't that the victims?
Your Honor, naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigre.
What? But, Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information?
Everyone in here knows what this bottle contains, except one man. One person in this courtroom should theoretically be in the dark.
My prints are on that pansy-looking bottle. Is that what you saying? Well, what the hell's in it anyway?
Nobody, don't tell this person what is inside, or else I'm gonna fail. That's literally what Phoenix Wright is betting on. Nobody telling the witness what's the contents inside of it. A phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Mr. Tigre, this is a decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains potassium cyanide. This bottle contains potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide? Poison used to murder Mr. Elk, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigre, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that? Ah, you'd make a good clown, you'd know that. What? Yous ain't never gonna get this to stick. You's just making me laugh now. You think a cheap laugh like that's gonna fool the tiger? A bluff? I can see straight through you, Phoenix Wright. Name the bottle with the cyanide in it. No, this is the bottle we found traces of poison in. Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown. It was made of glass. Hold up. Hold up. Mr. Tigre, how do you know about this? That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like that. Like it. Why are you so sad about Godot? Handling on yourself, Tigre. Yeah. Got him. This is the most original use of using the got him rather than these nut jokes, you know. Bottle of these nuts. Anyways. Got him at last. What? Why is everyone gone quiet? I say that bottle. Is this the bottle you're referring to? Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle cyanide was in. Yous ain't gonna find any prints on that bottle. You'll have that cozy looking sufu, you people, and Lloyd's just playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor, tell that guy where to go. You still haven't figured it out. Don't you realize what you just said? What I said? What did I just say? You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. Just now you slip up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison. He is don't know who he is messing with. I'm the tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You think I'm gonna let some jump up suit get better me? Sure, last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. A phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you. The biggest phony of all. He shattered the lights with his scream. What's going on? It looks like a blackout. There's lights. Godot's visors actually do have lights. I didn't know. Well done, Tried. Is he gone?
I saved my 17 cup of coffee just for you.
What?
Save it.
He's still here.
While you watch the police restrain your prey.
17? How is his heart still working?
Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by his toe, but if this one hollers, he won't be let go. Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tigre, Mr. Godot? He's being arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glen Elk, Your Honor. Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Mrs. Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney.
Yes, she was.
And in the absence of genuine evidence, the tiger made one mistake. Indeed, he very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Furio Tigre is a truly frightening criminal.
Ha! Truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there. Godot.
Well, I'm now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant Maggie Bird not guilty.
Yay! Finally. Yes! It wasn't a flawless victory, but still. I managed to get through this case, and I'm very certain I don't know what the final case is like at all. And from what I can see, it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting in any case.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
I think I'm a fan of Ace Attorney, but I haven't finished this final trilogy. January 8th, 4:10 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Mr. Wright, I'm at loss for words. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Maggie. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed on me all that trouble a month ago. Now I feel I can forgive him. Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. It was the tiger. Look, Nick, in the doorway. Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, guess I'll be heading off that.
Wait. Detective Gumshoe.
Oh yeah, congratulations, Maggie.
Thanks.
I knew you were innocent all along.
Why didn't you say that in your testimony then?
Oh, well, I was, well, I guess I'll be heading off there. You see, well...
Wait up, detective. He just ran off. Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. There wasn't even any of use. But it's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles. Poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him. Can't you put in a good word for him, Nick? Yeah, Maya is right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it.
Maggie?
You know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you throughout all this. I wanted to believe that, sir. But on that first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up. He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts. He doubted me, that's why. He thought I might have done it. Calista! Oh, Jake, just looking for now. Look, alright, no problem. We're actually, I don't know how, if I'm gonna, I'm not sure if I'm going to stream longer, but we're finishing the trial at the very least. So yeah, I've got to prove that to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know. I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom. Oh, the giant Gumshoe's lunchbox. Here you are, a present to celebrate your freedom. That's a present from Detective Gumshoe, made with a ton of love. He said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe. I actually really like weenies, you know. Oh, that's a really loud stomach growling noise. It doesn't even sound like it. Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know. Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it? Is it okay if I eat this now? Yes, eat it. Eat them weenies. So, how's it, Maggie? It's really good. Some good weenies. So the case of phony versus genuine comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. Or she ate all the weenies. Or maybe we shared? And who knows? Maybe her whole new chapter of life is about to start. Happy ending for now. Yay! We finished episode 3. Tell me about beginnings. Oh yeah, I definitely haven't played this one. I'm very sure of it. I most likely have gave up on episode 3 of how bullshit it is if since I didn't play it with a walkthrough, and probably just forgot to try it again after I stopped. Anyways, yes, new episode. Apparently this is not a final episode. It's like a small episode for the for the actual main episode that we'll be playing. So yeah, let's save, and that will be it. Yes, thank you so much for watching. Anyone is watching on the VOD, for the ones that are watching a stream, wait a moment. All right, don't say goodbyes yet. Don't say goodbye, okay? I'm only saying goodbye to the people that are watching on the VOD. Maybe they are watching in the VOD, I don't know. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and if you like, maybe sub, or maybe comment, maybe like my YouTube channel when this comes up. All right, maybe. So yeah, and stay tuned for the next session. We'll be starting next episode. So yeah, take care, stay hopeful, be critical. Bye bye. Yeah. What was that? Anyway, bye.